How good is God? How gracious is God? How true to his character is he? Now, don't get anxious. Just because God met them in the stars doesn't mean that they were to continue seeking him that way. God meets us wherever we are, but he won't leave us there. But it should comfort our hearts to know that God met astrologers in the stars, because what that should mean for every one of us is that God will meet anyone wherever they happen to be. No one has to get to the right place to meet Jesus. He makes himself known, and if we will respond, he will lead us out. I'll ask again, didn't he meet you in your sin? Didn't he meet you in your addiction? Didn't he meet you in your pride and in your brokenness? Didn't he meet you in your stubbornness and in your self-righteousness? Isn't he still meeting us there? Right? Let's not just make this about the first time that we saw him or heard him. Isn't he still meeting us where he doesn't belong? Doesn't he still come visit you in your pity parties? Doesn't he still come speak when you wander off your own way? Doesn't he still, when I get all wrapped up in things that don't matter, doesn't he still break through and remind me that he's good and he's here and that I should set my eyes on him? Isn't he still chasing us? Because we find it so hard to consistently chase him. Guys, if he didn't come to us, we would have never been able to get to him. So the Magi don't just tell us who Jesus is, they tell us what God is like. And they tell us that while Jesus was the Jewish Messiah and salvation would always be to the Jew first, it would also always be for all the nations. At the very beginning of Jesus' story, we are told that no one was excluded. And while Jesus is the only way to the Father can use anything and anyone at any time to lead us to Jesus. And some of us need to tell our story more often, because then people would know that if he met you there, then maybe he could meet me here. Because we've also, a lot of us, been told that God can't work unless we get things together, unless we get to the right place, unless we stop doing the wrong thing. Hey, a lot of us have told it, right? Like when you read Job, don't you discover that I've been Job's friend way more than I ever thought that I had been? I thought I was in the right. I thought I was righteous until God starts rebuking people. And when he starts rebuking them for saying stuff I've said, it gets real uncomfortable, right? For those of you that are doing the Bible recap right now, we're in Job, and every day there's this battle between frustration with Job's friends and the reality that I am one of Job's friends. And asking God somehow to take it all out of me so that I can actually walk with God and with others the way that God so faithfully walks with me.